Last night we told you about half of the inmates at the Muskegon Correctional Facility have tested positive now for COVID-19, making it one of the 4 most infected prisons in our state. Now we're hearing from prison officials about how the state's handling the situation, and Barton Dieters talked to an inmate inside about what he's seeing on the at 7.
If you have to have the coronavirus, it's hard to think of a worse place to have it than at prison. But in Michigan, thousands of inmates have the coronavirus, including more than 600 here at the Muskegon Correctional Facility. Outside the Muskegon prison, family and loved ones of inmates traveled from around the state to hold vigil, demanding that the inmates be treated humanely inside the prison, as well as asking for their temporary release. Tangela Dooley is from the Detroit area, and her boyfriend and grandfather are in the Muskegon facility. She says her boyfriend has tested positive for COVID-19.
They have my boyfriend in a garage right now with 30 other people in a bunk bed.
Her boyfriend, Leopold Allen, is serving 20 to 40 years, convicted of the January 2016 rape of a woman who was 26 weeks pregnant, according to court records.
The administration haven't given us any type of plan of action, haven't told us anywhere. They just put us inside of a building and basically just set us off to how we are.
He said inmates were told that people who tested positive would be in a single-person cell.
I feel as though I'm waiting to die. That's how I feel.
Michigan Department of Corrections spokesperson Chris Gouts said the department is working to keep inmates and staff safe as it deals with a significant outbreak.
Currently, we have 607 prisoners who have tested positive for the virus at Muskegon, which is about half of the facility.
There have also been about 11 staff members who have tested positive. The department has moved the vulnerable population, older inmates and those with medical issues, off-site to facilities which can provide more immediate health care. Muskegon had managed to remain COVID-free until July.
Even under the best laid plans, sometimes you can have spread when you have asymptomatic carriers.
Gouts said the staff is doing everything they can to enforce mask wearing and keep social distancing for themselves and the prisoners.
So it's bad right now. It's really bad.
Dooley worries that the COVID protocols are not being followed.
There's a child over there, her dad's there, and he's not sentenced to death. He deserves to get out and raise his daughter and still be a dad.
We're going to continue to monitor the situation here, and you can read more about the coronavirus at our special section at woodtv.com. In Muskegon, Barton Dieters, News 8.
Barton, thank you. And just a few hours after getting that interview, we learned the Department of Health and Human Services is tightening testing restrictions at correctional facilities. All new staff will be tested before starting. Anyone who comes into close contact with a positive inmate or someone who exhibits symptoms will need to be tested. And for all staff at a facility with a positive case, each employee must be tested weekly until there are no positive cases for 14 days.